Take two! Como se va, YouTube? Danny here with Cajun Hydroponics. You know we cook. We do all kind of stuff around here because I'm a cheap man. I don't like to pay to have stuff done. So today, I'm working on my weed eater. It decided it wanted to break. The little bulb on it. Comme ça, right there. The little bulb it busted and then it quit working. It's a STHIL FS 56 RC. Straight shaft. Man, look, I paid like $230 for it. Well worth it. I had been buying Craftsman and different smaller weed eaters for about $100, $120. I burn them up in a year. Y'all know the grass in Louisiana never stops growing. So what I did was I went ahead and I purchased this, and it's been amazing for the last 4 years. I will tell you this. Normally in the wintertime when we don't use it often, I leave it hanging up from the rafters, and I didn't do it this year, and I'm paying for it. The bulb busted because it left gas in the bulb, and the carburetor plugged up. So today I'm changing the carburetor. We're gonna see how that goes. Sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. It's raining. It's a great day to be doing this, so we're gonna get started. Alright, so you can see FS56 RC. What we're doing again is replacing the carburetor. Super easy, super simple. The thing you got to remember on this, right here, on this weed eater, there's two different types of carburetors. One has a plastic piece where the throttle adjustment connects. The other one has a metal. They are not replaceable. You can't intertwine them. You can't replace them to make them fit, so you have to make sure you get the right one whenever you purchase it. I purchased this one off I'm sorry, I didn't purchase it online. I purchased it locally because I didn't want to wait for it to come in. It cost me $60. On Amazon you get I'll attach the link, but on Amazon you get the carburetor, the spark plug, the air breather, some hoses, a new bulb. You get a whole bunch of stuff for like $19 to $24. I'll put it in the bottom. But to get this done, it takes about 5 minutes. Really quick if you do it this way. You got 4 screws to undo. One right there. And 3 right there. Make sure your screws are all the way out, because I'm not. Then you're going to remove air breather, air filter, not the air breather. Now you're going to be removing the air breather. Listen to that rain, man. That rain is not good. We're looking at some pretty heavy rains and some possible flooding due to a tropical storm, hurricane, whatever it is, hitting Texas. We're on the wrong side of it, so not that it's going to be horrible, but we will be monitoring what's going on so that we don't have any loss of materials outside. The wind shouldn't be bad. We should just have a lot of rain. You have 2 nuts right here to remove, and it is a 5/16 socket, nut driver, whatever you have, whatever you want to use. Okay, so when you pull this off, there's actually a hose on the bottom, my left, that is connected back into the gas tank. And if you take it off softly, gingerly, maybe, there's a lip on the bottom. You got to make sure it's over the lip from the gas tank. It'll come off, and it keeps getting caught. Now, see, the black hose on the bottom is going to connect bottom down right here. Now, this, I've removed the screw. People do it different. I like to remove the screw. It's just much easier for me to figure out how to put the throttle cable back on. So this is what I'm doing. remove the screw, pull it off. You let it twist and it slides right out. They have a little T connection. I don't know if you can see it. A little T connection right here on the throttle. Slides in here and then you have it to rock and roll. Next, you have 2 more hoses you need to remove. They will not pull off. You have to get them moving slightly first. Get it off and you pull the carburetor forward a little bit. Squeeze it a couple times and the bottom one comes off. See, it connects right here. If you have any issues pulling it off, go from underneath, take your screwdriver, push it, it'll slide right off most of the time, or it'll give you a little bit movement to where you'll be able to pull it off by hand. One thing I'm noticing right here that they didn't give me when I purchased the carburetor is the gaskets. So I may get to take this and put it back together again, because I'm pretty sure the gaskets will tear. I'm going to try to remove the gaskets from the old carburetor to reuse it. I will be ordering a new carburetor so I have a backup on the shelf. This is 5 years old, this weed eater, and it's the first time I replace it due to my negligence, the carburetor. But I do want to have a backup on the shelf. Pop uses the same one, and I have a couple other friends that use the same one, so it's always good to have backups. I'm all about backups. So we will be ordering another carburetor set that I will be posting in here. That gasket looks like it'll hold up. And then you never want to just pull the gasket. If you just pull it by hand and you don't have anything underneath it, it will tear. There is a front gasket and a back gasket. By the back gasket, I mean the one that connects to the plate in the back. There's holes in the one that goes on the back side, and there's no holes. There's holes, no holes in the front, holes in the back. Got a little blurred there for a minute, huh? So you need to make sure the holes line up correctly. In the bottom of the carburetor, that hole has to match up with this. There's one on the top and one on the bottom, so I don't think it'll make a big difference which way it goes. Should line up and be able to do its thing. Now, when we do this, the hose on the bottom, that my finger's in the way, the little green hose on the bottom, has a good bit of play. So I'm going to try to slide that on, just put the carburetor in place. As you're sliding it on, you put the hose, and it'll slide right on, no issues. Then you put the one on the back, like that. Comme ça, ball. Come with your air breather cover. I might not know the technical knowledge for everything, but I'll tell you what, this is gonna work. Normally it takes 5 minutes if I'm not talking or trying to show it on the YouTube. That little hose in the back can get to be a little annoying, trying to put the holes in the proper place. Then you come around the back, lean this forward towards you, put the little hose on from the back, just like that, bump. Comme ça. Next we're gonna put the nuts back for the air breather housing. You want to snug it, but not overly tight. You don't want to break the housing. It's plastic. So I go till it bumps quarter turn. You'll feel it when it bumps the back. When it bumps the back, quarter turn. I've already removed the screw off the back on this one like I did the first one. So I'll take that off. You take this, throw it on the ground a couple times because I fat fingered it. You put this in, see the little T? Like that. Now, once you have this on, you take it and you put it in choke. That way it lets you have more room to be able to get to the screw hole. If you don't put it on choke, you won't have room to be able to get the screwdriver and the screw out. This screwdriver's a little long. Should probably be using a shorter one, but there's just enough angle for it. Again, you want to snug it once it hits bottom, about a quarter turn, so it don't back out, but you don't break it. It's plastic. Put that on. You can see the old carburetor. I had changed the bulb already, but the diaphragms inside of it are messed up. I might play with it later on, but for the cost of buying a new carburetor, it's a lot cheaper to just buy the new carburetor than it is to spend the time messing with the old carburetor. But it's also good to have parts because you never know what's going to happen. Put the plastic back. There you go. Sometimes you got to pull it. You put these in, you start them one at a time, but you don't screw them all the way down because they got to find the holes. If you screw it all the way down, you're going to fight trying to put the last one in. See, just click. There's another one. Okay, all three of them are started. Again, you don't want a hammer on it if you're using a drill. If you're doing it by hand, using the hex, if you're using the hex screwdriver, butt it down, quarter turn, done with that. Putting the last piece back up. Just like that. Now, you want to put it on choke before you start it. I've already filled the bulb up with gasoline before I started. I used some hoses and put a little bit of gas to make sure it would suck the gas like it was supposed to. Also, I wanted to get a little bit better idea of what hose goes where, so I did it while I was able to see it. But you want to pump the bulb. It says 5 times if it's full, so I pumped it 5 times. You want to make sure your bulb is full before you try to start it. It's already on choke. And I can't get a good pull. Take this down. I think I flooded it. Get some area. Check the gas. Yep. Gas is empty. I would have known the gas was empty if I hadn't pre-filled the bulb. So, let's try this again. Put gas in where Lord. So just like that, you see that? Just like that, your weed eater is fixed. I was having some issues. I had to go back and go get the gaskets for the carburetor. And I had to adjust the carburetor a little bit. I gotta wait for that tool to come in. I did it with some needle nose pliers. I might do an update video later with that, or add that to this video. But just like that, South Louisiana, boy, you gotta love it. We can do anything we put our mind to. Gotta show them. Teach your kids, even though they're going to school to be doctors, lawyers, whatever it is, teach them to do for themselves. Teach them how to fix stuff. You never know what you're gonna need. You know, I think the weed eater now is almost $300 for that weed eater. Fixed it for $60. If I did some searching, it'd been $25. They wanted $180 to replace the carburetor for them to do it. So, you know, basically $30 if I'd have taken the time and waited. $30, 15 minutes, and it's done. So y'all take care. South Louisiana, boy, you gotta love it. Y'all grow that later.